This is a lecture from Open Tuition. To benefit from the lecture, you should download the free lecture notes from opentuition.com.
Rollover relief is the most popular relief that you're going to come across in the exam, simply because limited companies can have this relief. The ones we've looked at so far, the BAD relief and the investors relief, is just for individuals. And the reliefs we're going to look at after, they're only for individuals. This is the only one that a limited company can have. So the likelihood is it will come in a limited company question. It is important information to take in. Lots of rules and regulations, but I'm going to try and demonstrate it and show you how it works so you get a visual picture of how it works. Now, what happens is the gain is rolled over or deferred or put off when it arises on the disposal of a qualifying asset, as long as the sale proceeds are reinvested in another qualifying asset. Okay. Now, qualifying assets: land and buildings, fixed plant and machinery. That's the first thing. It must be a qualifying asset, the old one and the new one. They must also be used in the business. So old and new assets must be out of these two categories. Normally you'll find it's land and buildings, and they must be used in the business. You must invest all of the proceeds. Now, there is a window. It's a 4-year window, 12 months before, 36 months after the date of sale. So those are the major conditions. Inside the window, all the proceeds must be reinvested. Old and new buildings must fall into the category and used in the business. And what happens is the gain is not taxed immediately, but postponed until the trader makes the disposal without reinvesting. You can roll and roll and roll and roll and keep rolling for an indefinite length of time until they change the rules. And it says that the postponement is achieved by deducting the gain from the old asset from the cost of the new one. I'll show you how that works in a minute. Now, if it is not fully reinvested, then the surplus retained reduces the amount of the gain that can be rolled over. So if you reinvest all the proceeds, you've got no cash left over. Therefore, you pay no tax. However, if you don't reinvest it and you do have cash left over, you will have to pay tax on that. Okay. There's your window. The replacement asset must be bought with 12 months before, 36 months after the disposal of the old one. It is available on the sale of individual assets. Election. You must elect for it. Now, I'm going to use this example to show you what I mean. So, Jones bought a property for his use in March 2007. That's the cost. In August 2022, he sold it for $300,000. We stop there. Proceeds. Cost. Gain. Every single time you get, even if you get a complex rollover relief question or a rollover relief where it's into a depreciating asset, which we'll do later, same thing every time. Proceeds less cost equals gain. Now, to carry on the question, it says he spent all the proceeds plus a bit more in June 2022 on a new business property. So, is it a qualifying asset? Tick. Yes, it is. Did he reinvest all the proceeds? Tick. Yes, he did. Were the old and the new assets used in his business? Tick. Yes, he did. Did he do it in the window? When did he sell it? August 2022. Now, he bought it June 2022, which is 2 months before. Tick. All the conditions have been met. So, how this works, let me just show you. So it cost 250,000 and we sold it for 300,000. That's the proceeds. Therefore, we made a gain of 50,000. Because he reinvested that into a new building, this can be rolled over into it. Therefore, the base cost, I'll explain a bit more about that in a minute, is the difference between the two. So that's the base cost. Now, for example, let me give you an example of show you how this kind of works. If in the future he decides to sell this for £420,000, if this had been on its own, separate, and it hadn't got anything rolled over into it, then the gain on the sale of that property would have been £100,000. If it was in isolation, he bought it for 320, he sold it for 420, he made a gain of 100. However, it's got a gain rolled over or deferred into it. Therefore, if he decided to sell it for 420,000, the cost was 320, but we've got a rollover relief gain in there. Therefore, the base cost is the figure that is put into the computation, giving us a gain of 150. That is the gain he actually made on this building, plus the gain he made on the previous building, which has now crystallized and become payable. So I'll show you the answer. I hope that explains that really well. So this is the original computation of gains. So all the proceeds are reinvested in a new qualifying business asset within 12 months and before to 3 years after. The entire gain is eligible for rollover relief. So proceeds less cost equals gain, less rollover relief. Nothing is taxable. At this time, it is rolled over into the here. I'll find out where it was then. Giving us a base cost of 270, which would then be used as and when that asset is sold in the future, should they decide to do that. They could roll it over again. It isn't a problem with rolling it over again. Okay, let's have a look at an example where they do not reinvest all those proceeds. Okay, we are not going to reinvest all the proceeds. So what does the answer look like for this one? Jerome bought a factory in June 2005 for £680,000. In August 2022, wishing to move to a more convenient location, he sold the factory for £800,000. Proceeds less cost equals gain. Always comes from the question. Every single time, that's what you're looking for. Now, he's moved into a rented factory until 2023 when he bought and moved to a new factory. Assuming all the beneficial claims are made, calculate the base cost of the new factory if it had been bought for £750,000, which means how much did he not reinvest? He didn't reinvest £50,000, did he? Here, he's not reinvested. 200,000. Okay. Now, as I've mentioned to you before, if they ask you to do the same thing twice, the answers will be different. Okay. So one of these is going to look completely different to the other. We've seen that before with earlier in the earlier chapters. They will never ask you to do the same thing twice, because if you do it once, you can do it twice. And why would they ask you to do that? So let's have a look at how that looks in the model answer. Let's do the first one. If they bought the new factory for 750, as we've said, they didn't reinvest £50,000. That becomes chargeable. Now, at this point, you're doing computations top down, proceeds less cost equals gain, and then bottom up. You know that the taxable gain must be £50,000 because £50,000 wasn't reinvested. Therefore, the rollover relief that can be claimed is £70,000. Okay, it's £70,000. That then comes off the cost of the new building to give you the base cost of that new building. So it reduces the cost. Let me find the question. So what did he pay for? Oh, it doesn't tell you what it could. Okay, doesn't tell you. So it reduces the cost of the new factory. Now, what happens? This is the same question, different figures, different outcome. In this case, the amount of the proceeds not reinvested, which we worked out to be £200,000, exceeds the gain made on the old factory. The gain was 120. Therefore, none of the gain is eligible for rollover relief. None of it at all. So there's no adjustment to the base cost. It remains at the purchase price of £600,000. And bad relief, business asset disposal relief, isn't available because it's not the disposal of a business. Now, what happens if we have within that business that we have there, maybe that there are parts of it, so they may own a business and they use the bottom 3 floors, but the top 3 floors are rented out. So full rollover relief is only available where the asset being replaced was used entirely for business purposes throughout the period of ownership. Where it is not met, that condition, then relief is limited to the business use only. The asset is treated as 2 separate assets. One qualifies, the part that's used in the trade, and one does not. So let's have a look at example number 6. Jake bought a factory in May 2014 for £540,000 for use in his trade, but he let 15% of that factory out, which makes it an investment. Which means if it's an investment, then he can't claim the relief on it. Now, he sold it for £600,000 and bought a new factory in June 2022, which is entirely used for business purposes, and claimed rollover relief. Assets used in the business, yes, they were, but the old one, only 85% of it. They are business assets. They are used in his trade. He did buy them in the window, the correct window, the 1 year before and the 3 years after. And he did reinvest all the proceeds. So let's have a look at the gain arising on the disposal. So there is a non-qualifying part. So we have 600,000 proceeds, less cost, gives us a gain of 60,000. Now 15% of that, 9,000, is non-qualifying, and that will be taxed immediately. Okay, so that's the non-qualifying part. So the balance will be rolled over. Now the B part says, what's the base cost of the new factory? Okay, let's have a look at how that works. So you can see there the non-qualifying part that we've just done. So as all the business proportion of the sale proceeds has been reinvested in a business asset, the business proportion of the gain, the 85%, can be rolled over in full. So the base cost of the new factory is reduced by the amount of the gain rolled over. So we've got proceeds of 600, cost of 540, gives us 60. Rollover relief of 51. And this is chargeable, taxable. And this is rolled over and therefore reduces it to a base cost of 5,999.